What if you could build a $10,000 per month business, not by inventing some new piece of technology, but by connecting the tools that already exist? There's a new type of agency emerging, and it's not being built by coders. It's being built by smart problem solvers who see the broken, repetitive tasks inside every small business and fix them with simple, no code automation. Most people who try this fail. They get obsessed with learning every new AI tool, thinking the value is in the technology. But the real secret, the thing that separates the agencies scaling to 10,000 a month from those that never get a single client, is that they don't sell AI. They sell solutions to expensive business problems. They sell time. In the next 15 minutes, I'm giving you the complete blueprint, not just the tools, but how to find your first high value clients, the exact packages you can offer for immediate ROI, and how to price your services to build a recurring revenue stream, even if you've never written a single line of code. So let's talk about the $10,000 a month opportunity. It's not about finding 50 clients who pay you $200. The math is much simpler and much more profitable. You only need 5 to 7 clients. That's it, because you're not selling a one off task, you're selling a system that delivers recurring value. Think about a local marketing agency. They might spend 80 collective hours a month on manual client onboarding and reporting, or a law firm wasting 15 hours a week per person just creating custom contracts from templates. That is expensive administrative time that produces zero new revenue. It's a leaky bucket. Now let's talk about the cost of that leak. An employee handling those tasks might cost the business $3,000 to $4,000 a month, factoring in salary, benefits, and overhead. And that employee is still prone to human error, can only work 8 hours a day, and take sick days. This is where you come in. You don't sell a complex AI system, you sell a clear outcome. For the marketing agency, you say, I will reduce your client onboarding time from 4 hours to 10 seconds. For the law firm, I will cut the time you spend drafting contracts by 90%. For the HVAC company, I will build a system that responds to every single web lead in under 60 seconds, 24/7, so you never lose a customer to a faster competitor again. Suddenly, you're not a tech person, you are a business problem solver, and that value is easy to price. Experienced automation experts charge anywhere from $80 to over $200 per hour, but hourly billing is the wrong model. You price based on the value you create. A common and effective model is a one-time project fee followed by a monthly retainer. For example, you could charge a $2,000 setup fee to build that instant lead response system, then a $500 per month retainer for ongoing support, monitoring, and optimization. That retainer is your key to predictable, recurring revenue. The business owner is thrilled because they're saving thousands on wasted payroll and capturing tens of thousands in new business. One case study showed an HVAC company generated an extra $75,000 in revenue in a single quarter just by implementing faster, automated lead follow up. For them, a $500 monthly fee is an absolute no brainer. Do that for 5 clients. That's $2,500 a month in recurring revenue. Add 2 more, and you're at $3,500. Then you land one larger project automating an entire client intake process for a consulting firm for a $5,000 setup fee. Suddenly, you can see the path. 10,000 a month isn't a fantasy. It's just math. It's about finding a handful of businesses with expensive problems and selling them a cost-effective, high-return solution. So the math makes sense. But what about the tech? This is the part that stops most people, but it's secretly the easiest piece of the puzzle. The tools you need are not complex, they are not expensive, and you do not need to be a developer to use them. Think of them as digital Lego blocks. Your job is to know which blocks to snap together to build something valuable. The entire no-code stack breaks down into 3 simple categories. First, the nervous system. This is the glue that connects everything. The 2 biggest players here are Zapier and Make. They are visual automation platforms where you literally drag and drop icons to tell different apps how to talk to each other. It's as simple as saying, when a new email arrives in Gmail, send the attachment to Dropbox. Zapier is known for being incredibly user-friendly and connects to thousands of different apps, making it perfect for beginners. Make is seen as more powerful and cost-effective for complex workflows, but has a slightly steeper learning curve. For your first few clients, either one will work perfectly, and both have free plans to get you started. Next, you need the brain. This is the AI part, and it's almost always going to be OpenAI's API. Don't let the term API scare you. It's just a way for platforms like Zapier or Make to ask ChatGPT for help. You can tell it to read an incoming customer email, determine if it's an urgent support ticket or a sales lead, and then tell your nervous system what to do next. The power here is staggering, and the cost is shockingly low. We're talking fractions of a cent for tasks that would take a human employee several minutes. Processing 1,000 customer inquiries might cost you less than $5 in API fees. Finally, you have the inputs and outputs. These are the tools your clients already use every day. Things like Google Sheets, Airtable, Slack, HubSpot, their email, their website contact form. You are not selling them new, complicated software they have to learn. You are making their existing tools smarter. For data, Google Sheets is the simple choice, while Airtable is more like a spreadsheet database hybrid, offering more power. But the beauty is, you connect to whatever they already have. Let's look at the total cost. A starter plan on Make or Zapier might run you about $20 to $30 a month. Your OpenAI API usage for a handful of small business clients will likely be under $20 a month, and the rest, your clients are already paying for them. This means you can run a profitable agency, generating thousands in revenue with a core tech stack that costs you less than $50 a month. That is the incredible arbitrage opportunity available right now. You are using low cost, accessible tools to solve multi-thousand-dollar business problems. If this is already making sense and you want more deep dives like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We drop a new hustle blueprint like this every single week. Now, let's move to the single most important decision you will make, because it's where almost everyone goes wrong. If you leave this video with only one lesson, let it be this: do not sell AI automation. Nobody buys a vague concept. They buy a specific solution to an expensive, painful problem. Your job is to find one of those problems and become the absolute best in the world at solving it. This is called niching down. Being a generalist is a fatal mistake. When you say, I automate business processes, a potential client hears, I am a complicated tech person who is going to be expensive and difficult to work with. But when you say, I help dental practices eliminate no-shows by sending AI-powered personalized appointment reminders, the owner of that practice knows exactly what you do and exactly how it makes them money. You've gone from a confusing cost to a clear investment. The most successful automation agencies focus on one of two things: a specific industry or a specific process. The sweet spot is where they overlap. Take law firms. They are drowning in repetitive, non-billable work. One of the most time-consuming tasks is client intake. It involves collecting documents, getting signatures, and manually entering the same information into 5 different systems. An automation you build for this could save a small firm 10 to 15 hours a week. That's time their highly paid paralegals and lawyers get back to focus on billable work. That is a solution worth thousands of dollars a month. And once you build it for one law firm, you can sell that same core system to another and another. This is how you scale your revenue without scaling your workload. Or consider e-commerce businesses on Shopify. A huge, expensive problem for them is customer support, especially handling endless questions about order status. You could build a system where an AI monitors their support email, instantly identifies any message containing "Where is my order?", automatically looks up the tracking information in Shopify, and sends a personalized human-sounding reply. This frees up the support team, increases customer satisfaction, and reduces labor costs. The business owner doesn't care if you used Zapier or Make. They care that their refund request just dropped by 20%. So how do you choose? Start with what you know. If you've worked in real estate, you know the pain of coordinating showings. If you have experience in marketing, you understand the grind of creating weekly performance reports. Your past experience is your unfair advantage. You already speak the language of that industry. If you're starting from scratch, go where the money is already flowing. Search freelance platforms like Upwork for Zapier Expert or Make Consultant. Don't look at the freelancers, look at the job postings from the clients. You will see businesses right now, today, asking for help with specific problems. A construction company that needs to automate invoicing, a coaching business that needs to streamline student onboarding. This is real-time market research. Find a problem that appears over and over again. Pick one, and for the next 6 months, dedicate yourself to becoming the go-to expert for solving that single problem. That focus is the foundation of a $10,000 a month agency. All right, you have a niche. You're thinking like a business problem solver. Now, how do you turn that into something a client can actually buy? The answer is packaging. You must resist the urge to create a custom proposal for every lead. That path leads to endless scope creep and lost sales. Instead, you create a productized service menu. It makes you look more professional, it simplifies the sale, and it allows you to scale. Think of it in 3 tiers. Tier 1 is your foot in the door offer. This is your Trojan horse. It's a standardized, low-cost, high-impact automation that solves one universally painful problem for your niche. For a local service business, this could be the instant lead responder. You build a system that guarantees every website contact form submission gets a personalized SMS and email response in under 60 seconds. The value is immediate. They stop losing leads to faster competitors. You can price this at a one-time setup fee of $500 to $1,000. It's an impulse buy for a business that knows a single lost lead costs them more than that. The goal here isn't to get rich, it's to get a yes, deliver a quick win, and build immense trust. Once you've proven your value, you introduce Tier 2, the core system. This is your signature service, where you automate an entire multi-step business process. For the law firm, this is the automated client intake system. For the e-commerce store, it's the end-to-end customer support bot. This is a much larger project, priced accordingly. A typical model is a one-time build fee from $2,500 to $7,500, but the real business is the mandatory monthly retainer that comes with it. This should be anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a month. This retainer is non-negotiable, and you need to frame it correctly. It's not just maintenance, it's their automation insurance policy. It covers monitoring, a set number of hours for tweaks and optimizations, and priority support. For the client, this retainer guarantees the thousands of dollars in efficiency gains don't suddenly disappear. For you, this is the foundation of your predictable, recurring revenue. 5 clients on a $750 a month retainer is $3,750 in monthly recurring revenue before you even take on a new project. Finally, Tier 3, the Growth Partner Retainer. This is a premium, custom offering for your best clients. This isn't about one system, it's about continuous improvement. You become their outsourced head of automation. You meet with them quarterly to identify new bottlenecks and opportunities. The pricing here is value-based and typically starts at $2,000 a month and goes up. You are no longer a service provider, you are an indispensable strategic partner. Starting out, you will focus almost entirely on selling your foot in the door and core system offers. That is your direct path to the first $10,000 a month. Look, if you're getting value from this blueprint, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It tells the YouTube algorithm that this is the real deal and helps more people find this guide. Now, let's get you a client. This is where theory stops and the real world begins. It's the step where most aspiring agency owners get stuck, not because they don't know the tools, but because of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of not being a technical expert, fear of asking for money. So let's be clear. Your goal for the next 30 days is not to build a perfect website or design a logo. Your goal is to get one person to pay you for delivering one result, one client. The momentum from that first win is the fuel for everything that follows. Forget cold emailing 500 businesses. That is a soul-crushing waste of time when you have zero proof. Instead, you are going to focus on 2 strategies. The first is the case study client method. Go through your phone, your email contacts, your LinkedIn connections. Find 3 to 5 people you know who own a small business or work in a position of influence at one. A friend who runs a marketing agency, a former colleague who is a manager at a consulting firm, your cousin who is a real estate agent. You approach them with an incredibly compelling, low-risk offer. You don't say, "Hey, can I automate your business?" You say, "I'm launching a new service that helps their industry solve the specific problem your foot in the door offer fixes. For my first 5 clients, I'm building it for just the cost of the software in exchange for a detailed testimonial and case study. It's a system that guarantees you never miss a web lead again. Would you be open to being one of my founding case study clients?" Notice the psychology. You're not a desperate beginner asking for a handout. You are an expert launching a new service, offering them an exclusive opportunity. The risk for them is practically zero, and the potential upside is huge. Your goal here isn't profit, it's proof. That first testimonial, that first screenshot of a tangible result, is worth more than any $1,000 setup fee. It's the asset that will land you the next 5 clients at full price. The second strategy is the digital detective method. This is for those who don't have a strong initial network. Your job is to find businesses that are publicly advertising their inefficiencies. Go to Google Maps and search for a local service in your niche, like plumbers or lawyers. Find the ones with a website and a contact form. Now, test them. Submit an inquiry at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. See how long it takes them to respond. If you don't get an automated reply instantly and a human doesn't contact you within the hour, you have found a leaky bucket. That is a business spending money on advertising to get leads, only to let them go cold. Your outreach is now hyper-specific and incredibly valuable. You send a short, sharp email. The subject line, Quick question about your website contact form. In the body, you write, "Hi, owner's name. I submitted an inquiry on your website yesterday evening. I'm a specialist who helps their industry capture more leads from their website. I noticed a small gap in your follow up process and have an idea that could help you connect with every new lead in under 60 seconds automatically. I recorded a quick 2-minute video to show you what I mean. Then you use a free tool like Loom to record your screen. You show their website, you explain the problem. A potential customer is hottest in the first 5 minutes, and then you show them a diagram of the simple system you can build. You are not selling AI or Zapier. You are showing them the money they are leaving on the table and handing them a simple, affordable way to pick it up. This approach cuts through the noise because it's not a generic sales pitch. It's a free consultation that demonstrates your expertise by solving a problem they might not have even known they had. Do this for 5 local businesses, and I guarantee you will get at least one person on a call. And that one call is all you need to land your first client. So, that's the blueprint. The entire model, from finding a problem to getting paid to solve it, is laid out for you. The only thing separating you from the person building a $10,000 a month agency is not technical skill, a secret tool, or a prestigious degree. It is simply the decision to start. The opportunity right now is not in knowing how to use AI, it's in knowing which business problems AI can solve. You now have that knowledge. The feeling you might have right now is overwhelm. You're thinking about Zapier and Make and APIs, and the imposter syndrome is creeping in. Let me be very clear. You do not need to be an expert to get your first client. You only need to be one chapter ahead of them. Your first client doesn't need you to automate their entire company. They need you to fix one leaky bucket. Your expertise will not be built by watching another 10 videos. It will be forged by solving one real world problem for one real world business. So here is your only homework. Forget everything else and just do this one thing. Pick a local service niche you understand, go to Google, and find 5 businesses. Spend the next hour being a digital detective. Go through their websites, submit their contact forms, and find the leaks. Find the business that takes 24 hours to respond. That is your first lead. Your entire goal for this week is not to make a sale, but simply to start a conversation with one of them by showing them the money they are leaving on the table. This is the new hustle. It's not about grinding harder, it's about thinking smarter. It's about building systems, solving valuable problems, and creating a business that gives you both income and freedom. The blueprint is in your hands. Now it's time to build.